Okay, it's been a while since I've done one of those. And today I will be talking to Heather MacDonald. She should be on in a few minutes. In the meantime, I will pause the video just so that I don't have to just talk about whatever.
Okay.
Hi, Heather.
Hi.
So good to see you. It's been a while.
I know. I've missed spending time with artists since all the changes.
Oh my gosh.
But we don't have to talk about that.
Yeah, no, we definitely don't. We're here to talk about art and all things art. And
yeah.
What have you been up to?
So, lots of art, reading. I wanted to talk about this book also that I have here. It's called Philomath, and it's about like the combination of math in art and geometry and things like that. It's a really interesting book, and it has a lot of parallels to Leonardo da Vinci, who's kind of a mastermind, and I just found this book to be really inspiring for like even my art. So something recent that I did was this.
Nice. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, symmetry is fun.
You have to measure for that? Did you like measure and stuff?
I just used a ruler actually. What I did actually was I traced the back part with a heavy line so that I could see it on the opposite side, and then I had a perfect triangle there. And then just took a ruler and played with it, and I was just actually inspired by the seed of life right here.
Yeah.
They display a triangle in the tree of life in this book. I don't know if you can see it so well.
Oh yeah.
But it really inspired me. So just from memory, just thinking about this tree of life and the triangles, I did that. And something I did before I even read this book, which I thought was really cool, was I was playing with these shapes here, and before I had any color in it, I only just had the lines, and I just wanted to play with color in a certain sequence by having, the rainbow here. So like with the yellow, it's in a certain sequence, which is actually the Fibonacci sequence.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, and when we include these sequences or patterns, waves in certain pieces of art, it will be more appealing. I mean, yeah, so
yeah, because
it's pretty cool.
Because it becomes more like a symphony.
It's what?
It becomes like a symphony when you include the Fibonacci.
Yeah.
Because, actually, music is also mathematical too.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
The universe is that what the book is about? Like, is it more leaning towards like, because the title is Philomath, so that means there's philosophy in there? Like there's some sort of
yeah, in some ways it kind of connects everything. It's really cool. And they do talk about a certain symphony that I don't know, when it's broken down into, the what do you call those things? Musical notes. It comes out into a Fibonacci just naturally. And yeah, it's something that's very appealing to our eyes and ears and all that when we experience that pattern or sequence.
Who is the book by?
It's by Robert Edward Grant. He's really cool. He's this book really broke down math in a way that was very understandable for me, and because it connects to art, because I've always been a very artistic minded person. So it also just makes me excited to get back to really basic things like circles and squares. And I know I talked about that in our last interview, how that's how I kind of started off, was just
Yeah,
basic shapes. But I think practicing the basics is really important for artists.
absolutely. Um, do you think it has helped your art, finding this book? And I'm curious how you found it.
I've just I think I found it on Instagram.
Okay.
But um I've always had such an interest in the Fibonacci sequence ever since I came across it by this science teacher, and my mind was like blown and I didn't know why.
Yeah.
um so whenever I found unique things that connect to things I like. So, I love Leonardo da Vinci, so I saw this thing connecting perfect numbers and things like that to art and the rest of the world. So it just, yeah, helped
Yeah.
things make sense a little bit.
Well,
Um,
I always feel that when we make art, we're always incorporating the sequence, whether we know it or not. Like it just
yeah.
happens naturally
Mhm.
because because the universe itself is self-organizing. And
Yeah.
when it self-organizes from the chaos, it's always in that order, no matter
Yeah.
what it is. So it
Yeah.
makes sense that the artwork would also incorporate it. So whether you wanted to include it in it or not, I think automatically, like intuitively, artists do that anyway.
Yeah, yeah, because I remember before I ever colored this in, I didn't know how I was gonna color it. I just knew I wanted some type of pattern going on. And I didn't know what, but I wanted all the color spectrums and I wanted there to be a pattern. And I was like, okay, let's go with the number 8, because why not? And then just place colors within that pattern, and there you go. And I was surprised. I didn't intend to see Fibonacci, and then I was like, oh wow, look at that, that's so cool.
Well,
um
I love
and I want to start taking art classes. That's something that I think I should do. I did just a little online thing, but this is a bunch of shapes.
yeah, I saw you
And
posting this. It's really
yeah,
great work.
this helped me a lot. The lesson behind it was the vanishing points and creating shapes from a cube. I made the sphere from a
Yeah.
cube, so it's pretty.
And finding the source of light and the different
Yeah,
what do you call it, the tonalities of like how to shade, and basically you have
yeah.
to really observe the light. It takes a lot of like looking.
Absolutely, because I even shaded it differently than the example picture, and I was like, how can I get it like that? And it's like, it's hard, actually. This wasn't easy, like.
No, no. It's
um,
harder when you're trying to play around with the source of the light, so
mhm.
that but a lot of artists do that, and they because they've done it so much, it becomes like really easy for them. It's
Oh, yeah,
a skill
yeah,
like any other skill, right?
it's a practice.
Yeah, good for you that you're actually able to make art these days. Have you been working? Like, do you have like a
Yep,
job?
I work. I just got a puppy, so that's exciting.
Oh, nice. You're
Yeah, he's growling in the background right now because he wants to play with my other dog.
yeah.
So,
So I'm curious because I'm actually struggling with this right now. Like, I'm curious how you're finding the time to make your art while working. And maybe I'm struggling with it because I literally like moved state and like I
mhm,
feel like my life completely like dissolved and I'm sort of building from scratch. And I
yeah,
feel like I'm not in that mindset to want to paint. Like I could easily do that, but also like I have like some restrictions where I am. Like the owner of this house doesn't want me painting in here.
Hmm. Because they don't want stains and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like a liability, obviously, because if I
Yeah.
spill paint here and there, it's not going to be good. And I wouldn't want to destroy the place, right? Like, and I also feel like if I want to be painting, I want to be able to not worry about that stuff. Like, if I get
Yeah.
paint on the walls, I don't care. But if it's someone
Yeah.
else's house, then I have to be like very mindful, right?
Yeah.
And it's a little too cold to be outside all the time and, like working a job and then I don't know. It's just I'm having a hard time trying to balance it. So what do you do to do that? Tell me.
Um.
You're laughing.
So I I don't want to, because I don't want to come across harsh. One of my old science teachers used to say to me, excuses are useless. And it would sometimes have me like, come on though, like, because I have some valid excuses. Um, but you can, I make it a priority to do art. Like it's a need for me because I guess I have a pretty hard time grounding myself and I can be a little anxious. So it's like a dog.
That's what happens
Yeah,
when
I
you're
just
a dog mama.
hmm?
I said that's what happens when you're a dog mama. Sorry,
Yeah.
didn't mean to.
So I just have to bring myself back to something. Otherwise, I'll find myself just getting caught up in, other people's business and whatever. And it's just like, oh, I need a break from the noise and everything. So it's, I really try and do a little something every day. It's not every single day that I do art, but I have like a stylus for my phone.
Mhm.
The particular phone I have is a Note 8. So I'm able to draw on my phone in my spare time. So like it's always been kind of a thing I do when I get anxious. If there's a pen and paper near me, it's like things just will come out
Yeah.
always. So I find that it's good to just have something around, and even if I do something that's like incomplete, an idea that's never, going to be looked at again, at least I got something out. That's like the most important thing for me. And then I have people encouraging me and wanting to see new things. So that's like I got a little bit of pressure from people. And I have a commission right now that I really want to finish up, and then I've got
Nice.
all these ideas and it can become a little overwhelming. So it's like if I'm not doing art, I find I start becoming overwhelmed.
Yeah. Well, good for you. I mean, I feel like for me, it's also a need, but I'm actually surprised at myself because all my painting supplies are like literally in the car. I could
Oh
easily,
yeah.
like, yeah, I could just drive somewhere and just paint out in nature if
I
I
mean,
want to.
even you could put a tarp down in your living room, have your paint supplies on it, and just sit right on your lap, have some
I could.
music playing or a TV show. Like, honestly, something I do if I just want to be like mindless and I don't feel like painting at all. I'll just put on like I painted a lot watching Criminal Minds, which is a very like stimulating show because it's about like murder and all these things.
Mhm.
But just to have it on in the background helped me focus like crazy because I'm like, okay, I don't even want to look at the screen right now. Or sometimes I would be, I'd lose focus on the painting and then be like, okay, I'll get back into this. But
Yeah.
like, still be watching it and listening.
There's always that. I mean, I know there's always a way around stuff, and like I shouldn't be giving excuses, and I'm not giving excuses. I'm just saying where I'm at. But it
No,
also
no,
feels
no. I
like,
didn't mean to be like that.
no, don't worry. We're just having a conversation here. We're both adults. I'm not taking it negatively. I'm just saying I totally understand all these things, but yet I can't guarantee that I'm just gonna get up and paint right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's something about this whole life change and like moving to a completely different state and having to start from scratch. I've never done it before. This is my first time, especially like alone like this,
Yeah.
on my own. It feels really strange. But I also feel like there's something in me that I'm going through some sort of like an incubation phase. Like there's something brewing
Yeah.
that I can't really tell what it is, and I'm kind of letting it be. It kind of reminds me of when the time when I wrote my book and the time when I wrote my dissertation. So it's like I feel there's like something happening, but I don't know what it is. So I'm
Yeah.
just waiting, but it's almost driving me like to the point where, like you said, like I just want to paint. Like, when am I going to do this? Because I just can't
Yeah.
survive anymore. And yeah,
Well,
I
even
doodle all
drawing,
the time.
you know. What
Yeah.
about drawing?
Yeah, I always doodle stuff, like
Yeah.
wherever I'm sitting, if I'm even when I'm working, like I've been working at a restaurant as a hostess, so I'd be standing waiting for people to come in and I'd just be like scribbling, like drawing the scenery in front of me at the door or something, something like that, like a few minute sketch.
Hmm.
But I'm sure I feel like artists are always working on something, even if they're not like
Yeah. Yeah.
actually
When
holding
you're
pencil.
sleeping,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, so much. Like I'll just wake up to ideas sometimes, or like you're just about to fall asleep and then like you get an idea and you're like, oh, I need to either draw that or try to remember really hard.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the work is never done. I can see also you have this painting behind you. It's got like circles, they look like
Yeah.
planets. Kind of reminds me
This
of
was
what I did at one point.
this
Um,
was before I ever like studied perspective or something, but basically
uh,
this is the vanishing point I chose
yeah,
right here. And I don't know if you can see lines on the thing, but
yeah,
all of them are connected to the line here. And
yeah,
just coming off.
yeah. The vanishing point is really important in a painting because it's what draws the person into the painting, and you kind of feel
Yeah,
like you're almost like that's what makes it 3D, right? Like so you kind of walk
uh-huh.
into it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which makes it seem like these are closer to you than wherever they're coming from.
Yeah. Mhm.
um, and I don't know how well this will show up on camera, but this is like something that's really popular that people like.
Oh,
It's those lines that I do. It's a single line that
yeah,
is connected, and
that's
they just overlap, and
that's absolutely stunning. It
it's
almost
just,
feels like it looks like what's it called? Celtic art.
oh, like the
The knots.
Celtic
Yeah,
cross knot thing. Yeah,
almost reminds me of
definitely.
that. Do you have a heritage from like Ireland? Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, those
Those are
just
your
all
those are your
European.
yeah,
Yeah.
those are your ancestors speaking.
Yeah, I've had people tell me it looks like their brain, and I'm like, yeah, I guess it kind of is.
Yeah,
Um,
interesting.
and yeah, that this specific image actually, I had it in art show, and a dad took the baby up to it, and it looked at it and puked, and I kind of laughed because I was like, that's amazing
Oh
that
my
I could
gosh.
make I didn't mean to make that happen, but it's pretty.
I wonder
Oh
about
my.
that's intense.
Yeah, but at a later art show, a lady had looked at it. She's like, I can't even look at that. That is so overwhelming.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, okay, so it makes sense. Some people
Yeah.
just might be
From
very affected.
from the part that I saw, it feels like it's telling some sort of a story. That's why I said,
Yeah.
it's like your ancestors talking to you. That's how I
Oh, yeah.
how I
Yeah.
intuitively
See,
thought of it.
this type of design
Mhm.
is the stuff that I would do when I have no ideas left and I'm just like, you know what? I just need to do something. It's just a
Yeah.
single line. That's all it is. It's just a single line, but it's different every time and it communicates something and you can just do so much with it. And it's like Yeah.
That's actually my favorite kind of art. I love
Yeah.
that kind of art because it gets you out of your brain and you're not measuring and you're not trying to center anything and you're not calculating and like you're just letting it be whatever it needs to be.
Yeah.
That's my
Yeah.
favorite way of creating. Good
Yep.
for you.
Sometimes even
Glad.
just like scribbling, you start scribbling and then you'll find the scribbles will just get a little controlled and you'll see something there and then you can like get inspired from your own things that you didn't know
Yeah,
could exist.
exactly. I'm so glad that you're taking all your art so seriously and like pursuing and growing. It's so amazing. I'm so happy for you too.
Thanks.
Because I know at one point you were like, how am I going to make this work?
Yeah. And it's just like just have to make it work a little bit.
Yeah, not just a little bit, a lot.
Yeah, I guess I'm trying a little bit. I don't consider myself to be trying a lot right now, so soon I will be trying a little bit more,
There
and
you
then
go.
probably a lot later.
One step at a time.
Yeah.
Great. So do you have
Um,
anything else you'd like to add? I know we've been
I
talking
just
for
had
about,
a couple of
yeah,
little pieces I just wanted to show,
please let us see those.
because this was something I did before I ever really showed people my art.
Mhm.
So people like this a lot. It's just some girl licking a frog in the forest and she's hallucinating. So
Sure.
that's nice. you know, everyday stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
nothing spectacular there. That's actually a great piece, the girl with the
yeah,
frog. And this one's
cool.
even greater. I like that one.
Yeah,
It's a heart and a sun
yep,
and some more.
yeah, and then it's like water behind it, and there's a little bit of green, so it's like the earth, and
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, that's really pretty. What is your medium? Are you using acrylics?
Yeah, all of these are acrylic, and then this one was watercolor, like in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the purplish outer part is watercolor.
Mhm.
But
Very
yeah,
cool.
and then so like this idea where there's the vanishing point here, and then all the circles are coming out. I have this. I actually made this
Mm,
either before, during, or after the art thing that you and I did at Omega.
okay,
Um,
yeah.
I think I was working on this during actually. But the vanishing point is at the top right here, and
Mhm.
then all these orbs are shooting
Yeah,
out between the clouds. And I don't know how well it's showing up on camera, but even the
I
lines
I
in
can see it. It's
between,
showing.
yeah.
I like it. It's really interesting that the lines are dark too. So it's like, what is this? Dark light or black light? Whoa. What
Love
concept?
that.
Mm, very cool.
Yeah. So that was basically everything I wanted to share, I think.
Very nice. Thank you for sharing all that. I really
Absolutely.
appreciate you reaching out, and it's been lovely to chat with you. Hopefully, more in the future. Once you
Yeah.
have a bunch more to show us, I'd love to
Oh
talk to
yeah.
you again.
Yep. Yep.
I'm definitely going to try and find this book and look at it at least, see
Oh
what it's
yeah,
about.
yeah. Good.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that book too. I'm sure a lot of artists out there will appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah. It's probably my favorite and I want to recommend it to like everyone.
Great.
Cuz
Well,
just the way it changed my perspective was like, yeah, a way that made sense and it
yeah.
was cool. So, it was fun talking to you and I missed seeing you and talking to
I
you.
know. Hopefully someday soon. Who knows when?
Yeah, I know.
We can dream.
Never know what could happen.
You never know.
The world.
I mean, aren't they supposed to be opening the Entheon soon?
Um, I have caught wind that they, for members only, are allowing people in, but it's like they're only doing it like once a month.
Oh, okay.
So,
So it's
yeah,
opened.
things are opening a little bit,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Well, maybe next year. Springtime.
Yeah, yeah,
Let's prepare.
yeah, hopefully.
All
So,
right. Have a great,
we'll see what
great
the
rest of
future
your
holds.
evening. Yeah, we will see. I'm sure it's got great stuff.
Oh yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
among some weird stuff, but
That too. We'll just focus on the good. Let that weird
yeah,
stuff just whatever. All
yep.
right. Take care, my dear. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.